Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Where last we left off, our intrepid party managed to take down 2 ropers. Not an easy feat.
No.
I'm proud of you guys. Well done. This was
Traumatized.
in the first day of their 3-day travel to Runnerlorm. Because I really want us to get to Runnerlorm, I'm gonna speed us through the next 2. Is there anything that anybody wants to accomplish across those 2 days?
I would like to
Wait,
do 6
does
foot
that mean we
again.
just get a long rest?
I'm going to assume that you guys are not wanting to take a point of exhaustion, or
Yes.
several, so
Yeah.
you are going to have a long rest.
Sweet. And there won't be any encounters.
Well,
Not for the rest of this day. I'll get somebody to roll just a D8 and a D12.
Yeah, I can.
We'll see what happens there.
On the first night
Yeah.
that we decided to camp out, I assume I would have got my fire rune because that comes back on
Yes.
the short rest.
Correct.
For the love of fucking god, I'm gonna fucking set this damn piece of paper on fire and see what it says.
Okay. As you hold it above your sword, invoke the rune. You watch as it erupts in flame and changes to... It was kind of a yellowed parchment before. It changes slightly to a kind of, more like a pearlescent kind of shade. Kind of shimmers slightly. And you look down at it for a second, and you watch as the back, where once you had kind of smattered ink across it, you watch as that same kind of sharp, angular script appears before you. Just a grate. I'll find you outside Wolfric's.
How do you spell wolf?
W-U-L-F-R-I-C.
I'll find you outside Wolfrix.
Come alone.
Okay. Outside Wolfrix. Come alone. Beautiful. Thank you very much.
And you watch as after a second it fades, though the pearlescent sheen still is applied to the parchment itself. Okay.
Does anybody know who a Wolfric is?
Just, I mean,
A
Did I see a place called
Wolfrix
whilst I was in Tallinn?
roll a history check for me, please. See how good your memory is. Yeah.
Yeah, as well. Can I give myself guidance?
Yes, you may. I don't know, is guidance a self thing as well? It's just one willing creature, isn't it?
Yeah, just one creature.
17, 20, 23.
Oh, shoot.
You don't recall seeing a Wolfrix at Tallinn. You guys didn't really look around much, but from what you've seen from your travels, doesn't look like there was a Wolfrix there.
No.
Name doesn't really ring a bell, it's just a name.
21.
You're doing the same check?
No, actually, well,
What were you rolling for?
I was rolling for if I had knowledge of it within my travels. So whether that's nature or history is up to you.
It wouldn't be a nature, it'd be a history. Did you
Well-
roll nature or history?
I didn't, I just rolled a dice and...
Okay, well, roll again for me for history, but I
It
will
was
consider your
19.
other roll as 21.
Cool. Well, that's... Well, if it's a nature, it's a 20...
It's not a nature.
Well, what was the other roll for then?
I thought it was history, you said.
Well, yeah. So the roll that I just did?
Yeah.
For 21? What's the 21?
Didn't you roll a dice before and you told me it was 21?
Yeah. That's the
What
history check.
did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
No.
was it nature check? It had more of a plus to it.
Not a nature check.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it wasn't.
Cool.
Cool.
What?
I was just trying to work out what you rolled for, because I thought you were rolling as well to see if you'd recognize it in Tallinn. With a 21, I'll say it's... You don't know for sure. It's just a name, Wolfrix, to you. It might be a shop. It might be a tavern.
Does the, I think, etymology of the name mean anything to me?
You mean where it comes from?
Yeah.
There's a lot of. I mean, there is a deity known as Leofric. You assume that it's come from that deity, at least in some part. Generally, those kind of Germanic names are actually not even from this continent. Sometimes they'll mostly be from the Kingdom of Acheron if they are. But generally, names like Wulfric or Leofric, usually they're more commonly found in the Cardinal Triad. But it's not exactly... It's not rare to have a Germanic name in Wyladian.
Cool.
It's just much more common in the Cardinal Triad.
That's a Germanic name.
I use Germanic, I mean Germany doesn't exist, but
Yeah.
What's a Germany?
do not.
No.
Don't
So,
try me, bitch.
World War II.
Oh.
I'm going to assume, well, hopefully this Wolfrix is at Runnerlorm, because I don't want to go back to Tallinn, because the ceiling might try to eat us again.
Oh, I don't know. To be fair, we did kill the ceiling.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Shivering.
As you guys have progressed in your travels, you notice that the stretch that was left kind of uncarved goes on for about 150 feet, but it has kind of, as you guys have moved further on, has actually, it's opened up again. It kind of bowed slightly to drop it down from the 80 feet to give you guys, the ropers, the 50 feet. But as you guys progress onwards, it's not ornate like the Krimold was, but there is a kind of carved, geometric, almost slightly domed ceiling that looks much more like what you'd expect.
Okay, yeah, so it was
From the run.
I knew it was sus. Did we see anybody else along our travel before we decided to take a rest? Or no?
Roll a perception check.
Big dice. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay, I'll say
natural
that
20.
you didn't see anybody before you'd taken a long rest, but after you guys awake, you can hear what sounds like dush, 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 as like hundreds of feet kind of appear to be approaching towards you guys.
Huh? Oh, no, no more of them!
Are we
You
in the
watch
wagon?
as... Huh?
Are we in the wagon when that we hear hundreds of feet, or?
Where were you guys sleeping?
Oh, just like, I guess.
Off to the side
yeah,
in the
we've camped
wagon?
to the side,
Sure.
yeah, with the wagon.
There's no real alcoves or things here, at least for your first day of travel. You can see that there are some gaps in the wall that have kind of been carved out, so you could kind of set up behind there if you wanted to. But for the most part, people are just kind of set up against there. But as you guys have awoken, you watch as rows upon rows of what appear to be soldiers begin to kind of march to your direction. You can hear the ting ting as they kind of, their metal plates jangle slightly.
Where were you guys yesterday?
You're calling out to them?
Yes.
One of them kind of lifts their head towards you. The hell are you talking about?
Did you not see? Was there no warning or anything or about like the two like stalactites or whatever that came to life and tried to eat people?
Bigger issues to deal with, buddy.
What do you mean? Then civilians have died.
Not that we've heard reports of, but plenty are dying in the Sultaran borderlands, and it kind of salutes you.
Hey, what's
heads
happening
down.
there? Okay, they're gone.
You can see that as they pass, they're dressed in light grey, copper and silver, and a sliver of gold. And each of them have a small symbol that's pinned to their coats. With your natural 20, you recognize it as a kind of an octagon shape that has what looks like a flattened V in the center, and a small symbol that is to far to make out.
Okay, so no, I identify if it's like a house or like a organization or something like that.
You can roll a history check if you like.
Can I perform the help action on that?
Sure.
Guidance.
I reroll ones. Dude, that's not gonna be that much freaking better.
With advantage though,
Oh, with advantage. Oh, thank you very much, sir.
because June is helping.
Thanks, Jane.
Don't forget the guidance.
I did. The guidance got me a 1. That's better. 12, 13, plus 16?
16. You think you might have seen in some of your more boring lessons that this is a symbol for Runnerlorm, and June, obviously, you recognise this as well.
So just like the Runnerlorm guard. Okay.
Yep, seems like it.
Oh, wait. Okay, well,
Wait,
thanks for nothing.
Which
Bye.
direction are they running?
They're running past you, guys, back towards Tollin.
Okay, run it. Tell him.
You can see some of them have horses at the further point at the back that are pulling carts and things like that. All of them are covered with a tarp, though, so unfortunately, you guys can't really see what's in it. It looks like crates stacked high.
True. Yeah, thank us later. I'm muttering to myself, like, because they probably would have not died, but been hindered by the things in the roof.
Oh, yeah. We saved their lives. They would have lost like 20 or 30 guys, alright? And it just took what?
You know what? You're right.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, man, you're so cool. You literally poked it with the eye. Ow! That shit was cool as. Also, hang on. Can we address the wolf in the room? Hey, Val. He's on word. Sorry. Can we address the wolf in the room? You can turn into a dog?
We're just sorry. I'm just distracted by some
No,
work.
you're
Sorry.
That's okay. I'm just asking about, like, wait, what? You turn into, like, a wolf. Like,
Yes.
Can you always do that?
I can. 'Tis an ability of mine.
That's pretty cool.
That's really fucking rad. I mean,
wish I
you
could
like
do
went
that.
all like savage on like "Arr!" on that thing. I mean, that's how. Why do I feel like I've seen that before? I don't remember. That's cool though. God damn it, that's useful as hell.
I feel like I've done that in a past life.
Would I have noticed June's spell casting?
I'm gonna say you didn't make an action to specifically perceive what was around you, and you were unconscious
Yeah.
for.
I'm just checking
Part
because
of the
Eldritch
battle.
Blast isn't like a spell I've seen June use before, but I've seen Nadria use a similar
I'll
spell.
say that you definitely noticed there was some sort of explosion occurring, but you
I
wouldn't have been
wouldn't
able to see that it was an eldritch
Yeah, just
blast
checking.
like Nadria.
Cool.
Cool. You guys are heading off for your second day. Somebody roll a d8 and a d12 for me, please.
That bag's deep 8.
Oh, D12.
Do I?
Oh my god.
8.
8.
Whoa.
Oh.
Crazy.
Yo.
Oh, with that would get dragon fight.
Okay, are you guys keeping an eye out this time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not me.
I'm gonna make an investigate. What's
Can
the
I
thing?
make
Roll
a
a perception
Perception check.
Both of you guys roll perception checks.
Because
for
the
me,
last
please.
time I did one, I rolled 5.
Guidance.
With guidance? Do I get
No.
guidance too?
No,
No.
you do.
You can get guidance.
Can
You
I?
have to announce it before the roll, sorry.
Fuck.
Yes.
Oh, never mind. That was an 18.
18?
25.
There we go.
You guys are kind of frantically keeping an eye on the ceiling, hoping that you don't see
There was
it
like-
shift and like stalactites beginning to kind of like stretch tendrils down
Scarf
towards
for
you.
life.
But as you guys go on, Abelard, you notice at first, Dilby, you're not too far behind, but Abelard, as you are at the front, you notice what appears to be an alcove that's kind of jutted up next to a boarded up shop front. That's kind of been carved into the side. And you can see there appears to be scorch marks and scratch marks that are kind of raked down onto the cobblestone.
That is gonna be a big nope from me.
I don't think we get an option to know part of this one. It's kind of in our way. Maybe
What do
we
you mean
just.
it's in our way? We can just go past.
Oh, I'm thinking just go past, but I'm thinking that we should still be prepared for, beastie with claws.
Yes, but I think we should avoid it.
I
What if it's a
agree.
dragon?
Whoa.
A dragon can't fit in
Are we
this
just in another
cave.
room?
Small dragon.
It's just
And
we spotted.
I'm a
it
small
at the
dragon.
shop front with
Exactly.
4 marks. Oh, okay.
You are
Whatever.
a small dragon.
Anyway.
It's not a dragon.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna tell myself that.
I'm recommending we just keep going.
Do I hear any sounds or anything coming from inside the building?
Roll a perception check for me, please.
Please don't go.
Ooh, 19.
19. You don't hear any sounds specifically. It looks like this has long been abandoned. The boards themselves are not rotted necessarily, but you get the sense that the shop front has kind of been left for a little while. There are cobwebs that are kind of clinging
Leave it
to the
alone.
boards themselves.
Leave it alone.
Alright, just keep eyes open, everyone. On the ceiling as well.
Haven't
June?
taken my eyes off. of the
June
ceiling.
would like to thaumaturgy. Oh, actually, June would like to gust
Hmm?
and try and push. Is it how boarded up is it? You said it was rotting a bit.
No, I said it wasn't rotting.
Oh, it wasn't rotting.
No, sorry.
Okay. Boarded up.
Yep.
So that's probably not going to fall over with a gust.
You could try.
What? Sure. What the hell? Not? I'm not wasting any actions. Just
Sure. What? So specifically, what happens with the gust?
blah blah blah. You create a small blast of air capable of moving one object that is neither held nor carried and weighs no more than 5 pounds. The object is pushed 10 feet from you.
Okay. The DC for wood. Crazy.
Well, it says it can't be put in more than 5 pounds.
I'll say, as you go to release this blast of air, you watch as it just kind of rattles the boards slightly and they kind of bow in places. Unfortunately, doesn't shatter them completely. Yeah. They kind of wibble wobble in place.
Does anything react to it?
You wait for a second. Another second. No. Doesn't seem like it.
Oh, the poker face is so real.
Please.
But I will say that you guys have probably moved up close enough to see into the alcove. You can see that it's actually an alleyway that extends down further.
June would like to progress up to the alleyway. To
At
get
the
You're
You
getting
wanna
out of the
go
car?
Yeah.
through the alleyway, or you want to stand at the mouth of the alleyway?
at the precipice, yeah.
June, we need to keep going.
Anything?
Just let them do their
any
thing.
more?
Roll a perception check for me, please.
Will do.
Do you have dark vision? You do
Yes,
as a
I
tiefling,
do.
yep.
That is not great. That's 10.
There's a 10, hard to make out anything, but you do see that at the end of your 60 feet, it kind of heads off to the side, veers off to the right, behind the shop front.
Okay. I would like to thaumaturgy
Mm-hmm.
the cry of a raven.
Sure. The ravens sound like, ow! I don't know.
Down the way.
Yeah, okay. Cool. I'm not going to attempt it again. My voice. And also, I don't know how to do that, so. There you go. You send the
Oh
call
my.
of the raven down. You wait again. You're peering into the darkness. Nothing happens.
This time it says, "Hello, I'm a raven."
Okay, you project your voice down the hallway.
Yeah.
Kind of bounces slightly. Nothing.
I don't think anyone's in there.
I'm gonna minor illusion, and this raven is going back into the cart. And it comes from the alleyway out towards June.
Just a still image of a raven.
What
No,
if
it's
there's-
just minor illusion with sound.
What if there's magic in there?
I don't care.
What? Give it. You know what? What about 1 minute?
No.
1 minute.
No.
1 minute.
No. No.
Okay.
I cast whole person on you.
Okay.
I'm not fucking around anymore. I'm just like, no. We've got shit to get done.
We gotta get to run.
You've wrote me into a fucking communist takeover. I'm just like done. I'm like, yeah.
Good shit.
Can you? What's whole person?
Wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
Let me roll the paint dice. That is 14.
Fail.
Hmm.
You're paralyzed.
Do you want me to
As
go
soon
get him?
as Krugar says, maybe just a minute, June immediately springs forward, going to move, and frozen in action, just immediately you see these kind of shimmery, pearlescent silver chains that begin to coil around you, and bind around you, visible only to Abelard.
Oh, this is the whole person. I thought
Yes.
I already activated it.
No.
I'll get off the cart. I will literally pick him up and then put him back on the cart.
Roll a
As
strength
of
check
note,
on-
every 6 seconds you can make a saving throw against it.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, well I'm still gonna attempt it.
I assume Kruger has enough time to grapple you in that time.
No, not that good.
Oh, wait,
Plus
I'm rolling.
14.
I mean, you got advantage. It's paralyzed.
Oh yeah, thank you.
And then you
Yeah,
automatically succeed the grapple check.
Oh yeah, true. He can't
Yeah.
move.
Well,
You've been grappled.
yeah.
14.
Stop dragon.
Do I get another check by the time you're taking me to the cart?
If you keep failing the saves. then-
15.
What's your DC?
I mean, meets it, beats it, right?
Yes.
15,
Yep.
15.
So you are still grappled, but you're not held anymore.
Kruger, let me go.
Come.
This is genuinely.
Keep the cart moving.
No, we'll
Kruger,
get
There's
no.
magic. There's things.
No,
There is no
I think it's
magic.
just an abandoned shop.
Kruger.
dude.
The rest of you guys in the cart watch as
Exactly.
Kruger just vaults off the side, heads up to June, grabs around the waist, and then
And then I'm gonna jump, boing, back onto the cart. Boom.
right, you're immediately kind of sprung up and vaulted back to the cart.
Exactly.
You guys land in a heap and kind of
It's an abandoned shop.
tumble slightly.
You know what's in an abandoned shop?
Nothing.
Abandoned goods.
There might not be any goods there because it's abandoned.
Yeah, I'm just.
There might only be an abandoned monster.
But we need to show love.
No. I like stop moving the horse again.
Charachev, can you talk some sense into him?
Parashev goes. Also, you guys never.
Yeah,
Parashev never.
I was gonna ask as
Parashev,
well.
give
Like,
him a
what the
kiss.
hell was he doing that whole time?
Actually, give me a kiss. Give me
I
a kiss.
rolled for Parashev's stealth checks, and just crazy. Parashev was just hiding.
What is
in
it with
the
your
cart.
luck tonight? My God,
God.
crazy.
Love it. So yeah, Parashev was just taking actions to hide.
Yeah.
He kind of pokes his head back up. Look, I'm not qualified to get involved in this. I just wanted a ride to Runnerlorm, so I mean, whatever weird married couple fighting is going on here, I'm out of it, you know, so...
Kruger, I'm genuinely gonna remember this. I'm not in a good way.
June will remember.
Your
You guys begin to
weird
move
mouse friend
past-
wants to go too.
You guys move past the alleyway.
To do it literally.
June punches you.
Are you
Go Riley.
guys going full speed?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say that you guys are relatively undisturbed for the rest of your time here. You do notice that there are some people that are just ahead of you. Their carts look battered, as if they've been struck a couple times. They're kind of... The railings on the side to secure have kind of been splintered inwards and fractured slightly, but they're kind of steadily making a way. They have actually a donkey at the front that's pulling the cart. You can see a kind of haggard individual from behind.
Do the damages look like they were caused by tentacles?
I'll say your passive is 17, is it?
Yes.
I'll say that, yeah, you figure that this person has also been attacked by whatever
Goddamn.
creature was
Yeah.
up the top.
Corpse or alive? Sorry, I missed that first part.
The person looks alive.
Cool, good.
Yeah,
How did
from
you
this
get-
distance.
I don't notice.
You watch as you guys kind of easily surpass the figure. Turning slightly to look at them, you notice that there's kind of like streaks of blood that are kind of across the side of their face and like down their shirt, but still kind of kicking in there.
Just on the pass, I'll give him a second level heal healing word.
Sure, what do you say to him?
I would just be like, may the Moon Lord guide your path.
Oh my god.
You watch as this figure looks up to you, wide eyes that are kind of covered by almost like these types of goggles that kind of are
He
affixed
gets
to the
11
front.
hit points back.
Thank you, mystery stranger.
As we just like,
Moon
Moon
Man. And you watch as some of the cuts that were visible begin to seal slightly. Are you guys going to rest for the night? Or anything else you'd like to do?
I would like if we're resting and have a quiet moment, I'd like to go up to Nadria and find it.
and mock the
Oh.
2 foot tall frame.
Well, I'm assuming that they're
I'm
back.
not 2 foot tall anymore. I
Yeah.
died
I'm
on the-
assuming they rocketed back up to like 6 foot.
Gregor would have made fun of you for that brief moment, by the way, back the other day.
Yeah, and then Nigel would have made fun of you back because
Is
you
that a
shrunk
fear
back down
response?
to your
Yeah.
size and you're short again.
Yeah, but you can't
They
get
smell fear.
Your fear response is to shrink.
It's like sharks. They
Yeah, legitimately, yes.
Sharks.
Not as
Yeah, they
to
smell
the
blood in the
extent as
water.
they did before, but
Oh.
usually they'll go down a few feet. You just don't notice it because you don't have a high enough
Sharks
passive
shrink.
perception.
Cringe.
Hilarious.
They might.
Now we will. Now we'll make sure to do active
Has
perception checks
Avalon
against
always
you.
noticed Nigeria's changing heights if it's a matter of
She
not having a
probably
high enough
noticed
passive
it.
perception?
No,
Avalon
like-
just doesn't give him that much of a shit.
I'll say they've actually been staying relatively consistent height, only increasing an inch, which I'll say, I mean, probably not unless you're making an active.
Okay, so
Look
Avalon
for
wouldn't
it.
have noticed then.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
noticed when they like,
Yeah, I'm
two-
assuming you've stayed around 6 feet, 6'3".
Yeah.
Yeah, so
to that
could
moderate-
just be bad posture on a day. You're not too sure, but some days it seems a bit taller.
And some days turns 2 foot.
Yeah.
waddling.
Ah!
So when like everybody's like kind of trailing off or doing their own thing or sleeping, I'm like, hey Nasher,
What?
come, hey, you want to come down to my height so we can have like a chat to chat?
Oh.
Fuck you.
No. I have an actual question. For you.
I bend down. I'm not.
You kind of bend at the waist like tall people talking to short people. It's like,
Why does this feel familiar? How do you pronounce your last name? It's like Irfan or something like that.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I'm just curious. I was thinking about it the other day. Your last name sort of sounds like it's Irfan, right? Irfan, Irfan. Irfan.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you're like from the Tuttles region.
I never said that.
Didn't you?
Leah said that. Nadria never
Oh,
did.
didn't you? I thought you said you were from there.
I said I was from the Prussian Empire.
Okay. No, because what I'm trying to figure out is like I want to make a check to see if like their last name is familiar to me at all.
roll a history check.
Okay. That's what I'm trying to get out of my mouth, my stupid mouth. No, yeah, 8. God damn it, that was one chance.
You did it
You're
backwards
not
now.
too sure. You think you might have heard something with similar vowels and consonants, but It doesn't ring a bell.
What about my last name?
It has been plaguing my brain. I feel like
Why?
I know. I feel like it sounds familiar, but I don't know if it's like a different consonant or a different vowel.
What?
You said you're from the Prussian Empire, right? Whereabouts? It's really annoying me. You're not, because like, I don't know. Are you like from the north or are you from the south?
You grew up in Tuttles, yeah?
Yeah.
Near there.
What's near Tuttles? I don't have the map with me.
There's a couple of different places near Tuttles. Are you looking for major cities or just cities nearby?
Cities nearby.
Cities nearby to Tuttles. I can get the map up for you if you like.
Yeah.
I was going to bring it with me and I was like, oh, they probably won't need
I
it.
want, Holly, I want the map every game session.
I'm so sorry.
He wants to hold the
I
map.
I
failed.
want to hold the map. I like
Um,
holding
Be
the
the
map.
holder of the map.
You know that kind of around the outside of Tuttles, there's the Whalebane Thicket. That's kind of along the coast.
Mhm.
There is also there's Tumble Rush as well, which you've heard of definitely. I'll get you up the map if you would like.
Yes, please.
So, there's also Port Vitor,
Mm-hmm.
Elaine. The closest major city that you know of is Canaan.
Have I been to Canaan or like any of those locations before? I imagine I've been to maybe a couple of them once or twice, but I'm not.
I'll say you've
Crazily.
probably been to Canaan. Generally, people will pass through Tuttles to trade with Canaan. It's a port city
Mhm.
that is renowned for its skilled artisans and craft.
Okay.
Yeah,
no, I would have definitely gone there for some sort of like cool thing.
Here we go.
Thank you. Ooh,
No
damn.
worries.
Map.
Map.
I'm the map.
The map.
Ah, yeah.
Do we long rest? I think we're back
Like-
to long rest now.
Like, are you more like? You're not from down. Like that was I don't think you're from Downs. Are you from like Salk? Are you from Canaan? Or I don't know. It's bugging me.
Why?
I don't know, because everybody else kind of seems to have it like a rough. I mean, I haven't asked Val yet, but like everybody seems to like say, "Oh, I've been around," or "I've done this and this," and you're just like, "I just am in the Prussian Empire," and that's it. So just color me curious, and also you're obviously the most mysterious one out of all of us.
Oh, mystery.
Ooh, I'm mysterious.
That was so cringe.
That was King of Cringe levels.
I am the king of cringe.
God, Harry's an edgelord. They have to be cringe.
That gave very sometimes I feel like everybody is a sexy baby.
Obviously, you don't have to tell me. I'm just.
Nobody else is listening for what we know because everyone else has gone to sleep and Kruger has taken.
I assume so, yeah. I assume you guys are also taking watches, but I'm not going to.
Sure, me and Kruger are on watch together.
I feel like we've done a lot of watches. We'll just
we have done like 6 watches a night.
In the future, I will make you guys specify what you're
Runnerlorm.
doing, but we're speeding through because I wrote a lot of words for Runnerlorm. We want to get there.
Get them wrong.
Yes, we will get there.
It's Kanan.
The king of cringe.
We can go on. Oh,
I mean, I know how I
talking.
got all the way down there, but how the hell did you go from Canaan down to?
That's just
Meru.
where the last name is from.
Huh? I actually missed that. What do you mean?
That's just where the last name is from.
The last name is from. What do you mean? Oh, wait, you grew up in Canaan? I've been to Canaan so many times. How like. Wait, but no, you don't change. You said that you don't. How have I never run into you before? I guess it is a big town. What did you do in Canaan before you decided to come out here? I mean, I told you everything that I kind of am.
Like, not even making any deception rolls. There's an eye twitch from Nandria.
Oh, okay. Hey, I don't wanna press.
The last name's from Canaan.
I will keep that as a secret between us because I feel like you want to keep your edgelord personality close to the do say that.
Edgelord.
Look, Andrea, you're a badass, but you can open up to us sometimes if you want. You don't have to keep it all close to the chest.
Take that on board.
just
I'm
the
just saying
blank
if-
stare,
I'm just saying, if you want to talk to someone in private or whatever, I can keep a secret sometimes if no one's interrogating me. But your secret,
head tilt.
your secret I'll keep, I promise.
There is no safety.
Kruger immediately crumbles whenever interrogated about anything.
I know.
This
We-
put it down.
we-
Bob.
Hey, especially from Applebar.
I'll give you 3 biscuits and tea.
Make it caramel and then we've got a deal. No.
It's not a secret. Nobody asked.
Well.
Nobody asked specific questions.
True.
Was it really that simple?
Exactly.
Nadria doesn't answer vague questions. Be a bit more specific. Yeah.
Whoa.
Nobody asked.
Well, now I just feel like an asshole.
I guess if you feel that way, buddy.
Might be one. Shit. That's what my brother says. My brother says I'm an asshole. Oh God, am I the asshole?
Quick to Reddit.
I am 2234.
22 male.
No, 2234. man.
Okay, well hang on. Well, all right.
22, 3, 4 male. It's so true. It's true.
You're like 17.
Have you? I'll ask one more and then I'll stop bothering you.
Okay.
Have you always been connected with Shiva, or did did it happen by making a deal, or did it I don't know? did you die and go to like an afterlife? And he said, no, you can like.
He said no.
Yeah,
you
like
can't
no.
go to the afterlife. Sorry.
Or I don't know. Were you like, oh wait, you
Sorry,
were part of, like
babe.
some sort of creepy
Can't go
like
to the
shove off
afterlife.
cult? And you were like, no, stop the cult. And then he was like, yes, you're cool, or something like that. I don't know. It's been because obviously not everybody is like, oh cool. I'm like got a buddy old pact with like the god of trickery, and then, a nameless few god nonetheless. I just feel like no one ever talks about that. So I'm curious.
What the fuck is So you're asking
Still in the time of
if
the flesh tentacles.
I've always been with Chubot, or if I died and he was like, no, you can't die, come back.
How did you become affiliated with Shiva?
Oh, no.
That's a no.
No.
That's prying too much.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Why?
Look, I made some mistakes. And until then, until I can fix them, I'm here.
Do you want help?
I mean, you're kind of already here, like in like the party helping, I guess. Like you're like the meat shield, so like you're.
Oh, that's so mean.
Roll to hurt Krugar's feelings.
Not hurt.
Krugar's feelings aren't hurt.
Like,
Take that as a compliment.
Yeah, you get big. You
Tough
take
skin.
lots
It
of
would
damage.
have hurt Norbit's feelings.
Nadria wouldn't have said that. Nadria would be like, yeah, I'll like sacrifice you.
Well,
Your first one.
For some reason, that probably
Hold
would
on,
hurt
You're
less.
Melvin in Nadria's
Oh,
well,
that just hurts my feelings.
I'm just saying, like, if you need anything, I don't know, specific, I'm happy to help.
You can't do anything.
This is the reason that I left home, because you can't do that. You have to go do this and this and this. I'm like, no, there's something that you need done. I'll try my damn fucking best to do it. Doesn't matter what I can and can't do. I'm still gonna try.
Women in STEM.
Oh, so true. It's so true.
We're friends.
Say.
Look, I get that you want to help with your little adventuring thing, like becoming a well-renowned adventurer and killing evil and giants and rebelling against your family.
Now you getting it.
I got it a long time ago. You don't shut up about it.
God
It's
damn,
so
Nadria.
ruthless.
That one hurt.
I mean,
They're so mean.
yeah.
Out of pocket.
You're like the internal monologue of Kurugar right now.
So mean. Why are they so mean to me?
But seriously, I don't think you can do anything about what needs to be fixed. They went from like kind of like laughing like haha giants to seriously no.
Well, okay. But I'm just saying. I know that I can't do what you need, but I'm just like, we all make mistakes.
Okay,
Doesn't
I
make every
don't need
fix.
like a therapy session.
I'm
Okay?
just trying to be a comforting friend.
You're trying.
Ooh,
You're
that one
trying.
hurt too.
I'm trying more than anybody else in the
Yeah,
party.
actually, yeah.
Abelard's just kind of, Abelard's just kind of intimidating you. He gives you the look, like I can't see his eyes, but he just looks at you all the
He
time.
gives me the look,
He's just like,
or he earns my trust and then outs me to the entire group,
yeah, you see, I wasn't
or
cool with
he gives me an ultimatum on do I tell him one thing I don't want to, or the other. He's great.
Yeah,
It's great.
he's great.
Bad man. That's the bad man.
Damn.
I mean, hey, look, I can do a villain.
I mean, if he tries anything like that again, do you want me to like pick him up? Like, I can do that, you know.
Little baby.
I can pick him up by the name or something and be like,
Tiny
no.
baby man.
Tiny baby.
I will pick you up from the legs.
No, because he'll probably scold you if you do that.
I'm getting used to scolding at this point. It's fine.
I'm not used to enough to do fire in the middle of the street.
I'm learning.
You can do what you want if he does something like that again, but
I just don't like it when we all fight with each other. I don't know. Just don't like it.
I wasn't fighting. He seems to be fighting with his own morals in order to know the truth about everything possible. For some reason.
Info to work with. I'm a trained scout.
Trained scout, baby. Okay.
Yeah, but don't say that I was the
No.
one that like made you lift him up. I
No,
don't
no,
want to.
that was my idea.
Yeah, that is your idea, and it stays your idea.
Done.
Awesome.
Done.
Sorry.
Alright. I'm gonna go back to watch that. Just 'cause-
Thumbs up.
Alright.
What the fuck?
As that conversation comes to a close, you guys, anybody else want to do anything, or can we race to Runnerlorm?
I want
Race.
to eat.
Okay.
Yeah, true. Don't forget to mark off your rations.
I'm assuming you guys are marking off rations as we go.
How many days? has it
Someone
been
else has
total?
all of my
2
rations.
so far.
No, across the entire trip.
Ooh,
I've got.
Or just call it
I've got a day of
2 weeks.
I
and
would
we'll
say
call it that?
probably 2 weeks.
Okay,
yeah.
we'll call it at 2 weeks then. And I'm just gonna mark off 14
I've
right?
been marking mine off.
Apparently, one of you guys bought me rations one point back. I don't have any.
I've got 5 days left.
June has a big hunk of reddish grey meat that he's just chewing away at.
Gorgeous.
It's beginning to smell
God damn it.
like decaying flesh whenever June's around.
That's gross.
What the? Ew.
We haven't been to like a bath in days.
That's actual facts. I wouldn't.
I was inside
Yeah.
a beast,
I have no rations.
and now it's inside of me.
What do you mean you have no rations left? I've got like.
As you guys are coming to consciousness for your 3rd day, you guys are pressing on towards Runnerlorm. And I will say, actually, this is... Okay. As you guys make your way through, you see that there are quite a few clusters of people that are making their way as you get in further through the day towards where you think Runnerlorm is, until eventually you kind of come across what appears to be not necessarily a wave of people. This is about 80 to 100 feet across and 80 feet up. So they're all kind of condensed around a certain point. You can see a brief archway. And eventually, after many days of tiring, relentless travel through the network of winding passages of the Crimald and the bustling branching paths of the Kazakhstan Run, you see the hallways open up before you. Flickering firelight in an array of warm reds, oranges, and yellows leak out towards you now, swallowing up any shadows and the faint blue and purple torchlight that has lined the corridors thus far. As you approach the corridor's end, you immediately feel a blast of heat that warms you enough that it begins to sting your eyes, and you begin to feel sweat kind of beading at your brow. It's certainly hot, almost to the point where it's a bit uncomfortable, because the vast majority of you are unused to intense heat. The closer you get to the opening of this corridor, the more it opens up, until you can see the expanse of a wide, immense foyer. It's domed at the top with intersecting straps that kind of run across the top, lined with dwarven runes that almost looks like the spokes of a wheel. At the center of the foyer, an enormous brass decagon is recessed into the floor, rotating gently in place as travelers pass over it. A faint blue glow emanates from the sigil carved into it. It's the same as you noticed on the pins from the soldiers. At the far end of the foyer, an angular heavy arch curves across the wall, held up by 2 central pillars. With wide bases, they're almost pyramid-like as they taper up towards the top. Arranged in a line underneath the arch, 4 guards stop and assess potential citygoers, and wave some in and others to the side for further investigation. Curling up on either side of the cylindrical foyer, you can see that 2 sets of spiraling staircases lead up to an upper landing. It seems relatively thin, but you figured people could kind of pass through. You can see there are doorways up there as well. And there are kind of thick, heavy links of chain that suspend these walkways at the top. Having lost most of the waves upon waves of travellers that departed the city of Daunt with you initially, you find yourselves pushing through groups now, again, of travellers and merchants that are hawking their wares, gathered in clusters in the interior of this foyer, to make your way to the arch that you presume leads into Runnerlorm itself. The guards kind of hold up a hand. One of them kind of moves to the front. Hello, how can I help you?
We are just wishing to enter the city.
Alright, and what is your business?
I think currently just traveling. I am not from around here. I am interested.
Very well. Do you mind if I search any of the carts and things that you have? Do you have, you seem to be adventurers. Do you mind if I check your weaponry?
Of course.
Yeah.
You guys state what you have. This kind of haggard looking, kind of thin elf, dark skin, kind of wire-rimmed glasses kind of pushed at the top, heads around towards you all and checks, just asks you to declare what you have. I'm assuming you all comply.
Yes.
It'll kind of go around. The other guard is a kind of stout, stocky, dwarven individual. You can see that they have the same plate armor as the ones that you'd seen pass through. She kind of narrows her eyes at all of you. 5 o'clock shadow kind of just around the chin. The elven individual will eventually circle back around. Hello.
Waving.
Pleasure to meet you. And we'll kind of step back towards. Okay, and how long do you think you will be staying? Are you hoping to find lodgings or something similar? You wish to move here or?
Stay here for a time, maybe just pick up some adventuring work and help out where we can.
Well, there is plenty of that here. Do you all have a name that I can put into my ledger? And pulls out a kind of thick bound leather book.
Do you want our individual names or like the group name?
Both would be good. What is your group name?
We're known as the Named.
Heavy sigh.
You, as the figure who had been staring down at the journal, kind of. The Named is your name.
Yes.
Yes.
It's like a kind of inside play on words sort of thing. It makes you think.
Cool,
It's just
right?
like, wow, the Named. They're named for what? All the famous adventuring stuff that they've done.
I just pat Krigar on the head. I
Wait,
have
there's
a
a
lot.
meaning. We
Okay.
have
Yeah,
Um,
and I do like our symbol.
Goes past. Immediately just goes past and gets all of your names.
all the
Very well.
people that like have no self-respect do this same symbol.
Yeah.
Very well, gets all of your names. Alright, well, I hope you enjoy your stay, and kind of snaps close the ledger, tucks it back into a holster on the side. Please, go ahead. You guys kind of wheel your cart forward. And beyond the heavy stone archway, the cavern opens up further into a wide flat landing of roughly hewn stone and towering pillars that taper upwards towards a smooth, slightly domed ceiling. Carved into the floor of the landing, sharp angular lines and patterns intersect with a series of huge circles with their own geometric, repeating patterns contained within. A faint impression of artwork appears to be recessed into the ceiling, though the soaring heights of this flat landing appears to kind of obscure the subtle details in the masonry to the point where it's invisible. Dotted along the outskirts of this massive expanse of stone, a series of towers carved from marble and cut with veins of royal blue are pressed up against its walls. The towers themselves protrude from the wall, beginning at a sharp point at the top and kind of slanting downwards to become a wide pentagonal base. Small windows line the exterior of the towers, some of the panes thrown open to the side and others with heavy artillery fixed to the sills and pointing outwards. Rows upon rows of walkways of dark iron and marble are suspended between the towers, connecting them to one another as they press up against the cavern's walls. Simple wrought iron balustrades line the walkways, bearing flickering torches that cast a soft blue hue up the masonry, similar to the lighting that had lined the hallowed halls of the Crimos and the Kazakhstan Pass. Along the walkways, several figures march up and down, crossing in between the towers whilst others stand still, gazing down below towards the clusters of people that pass through the arch. Across the landing, a colossal elliptical opening stretches from one side to the other. The bright glow of an array of deep reds and oranges emerges from the interior of whatever is beyond this landing and rises up to greet the travellers that stumble upon this foyer. From just beyond the arch, gazing outwards towards the warm glow radiating from the opening, it doesn't reveal what lies beyond this opening, though it appears as if the landing itself drops off sharply about 100 feet away. The warmth in this cavern is comforting, persisting from the entrance foyer, though no longer as oppressive as the sharp change in temperature from the halls to the foyer. To either side of the landing, two sprawling staircases spiral downwards in a gentle curve, their steps shallow but wide. No railings line the staircases, nor obscure the visage of this landing, leaving a perpetual sunset to gaze out towards, seemingly an endless yet beautiful expanse. Does anyone approach the landing? The edge? Sure. Do it.
Walk towards it.
Okay. As you head towards the edge of the landscape, closer and closer to the edge of this intricately carved landing, the perpetual sunset rises up to greet its sharp drop-off, washing everything with a warm red glow. No longer hidden by great pillars of marble and swathes of roughly hewn stone that seem to curve around to either side to encapsulate this elliptical opening. A bustling, sprawling cityscape slowly reveals itself. Whilst the entrance foyer and the landing were intimidating in their own way, the visage of this cityscape, beyond the drop-off, is overwhelming in its sheer size and scale. The city itself appears to stretch on past the horizon, its end nowhere in sight, and the furthest buildings obscured despite the perpetual light that washes over their facades. The colossal, almost cylindrical cavern revolves around a heavy octagonal stone platform that lies at its core, intricately carved with similar geometric patterns, bisected by the odd spiral. The platform itself is suspended by 8 bridges that stretch and arch from each of its sides, above what appears to be flowing networks of molten ore that snake their way beneath the core to give brilliant, vibrant light to the sigil carved into the stone. These rivers of ore appear to spiral themselves around the outside of the platform, running through grooves carved into the metal that seems to lie beneath it. Thousands of people cross over the bridges, weaving in between one another as they stop to talk to passing friends and acquaintances, ducking into buildings. Some of them appear to ascend higher up the cavern along these bridges, whilst others, on the very outskirts of the city, far away from the centre platform, appear to descend further below, lost to sight for the time being. Along the cavern walls, enormous pockets have been carved into the stone, a seemingly endless expanse of tiers to the city. To the left of the centre platform, a tier curves its way around half of the cavern, its buildings protruding from the cobblestones and stretching off endlessly in another direction. The very edge of another tier is visible from the landing, climbing even higher up the cavern wall than the last, before the bases of its buildings are cut off completely from view. Each of these visible sections carved out of the mountain appear to be staggered slightly, capitalizing on the immense verticality of this space. The top of the cavern is not visible, even from this elevated position. On appearance, the tiers themselves differ slightly in their architecture, some possessing domed roofs and curving facades, whilst others are a vision of sharp, jagged lines and horizons. Various bridges, covered walkways and staircases stretch between them, climbing their way up the cavern, higher and higher, dotted with countless citizens milling about. Gazing outwards from the landing, hundreds and hundreds of buildings rise and fall in an array of shapes and sizes. Some buildings along the outskirts of this central tier protrude outwards from the cavern walls, built into the rock face, whilst others rise up from the ground deliberately placed by the careful practiced hands of architects and masons. Various pockets within the city are free from buildings, providing spaces for gatherings and the faint glimpse of what appears to be subterranean vegetation. There are, of course, some buildings immediately visible from these heights that appear to soar above the others, though the detail is impossible to make out. The attention given to these buildings is obvious. Narrow alleyways skirt around buildings before intersecting with bustling thoroughfares, lit by rows upon rows of wrought iron lampposts that curve above the cobblestone. Along the far side of the cavern, just visible beneath the tier that cuts off, a shape slides across the horizon. Travelling on a gradual slant downwards, a gently moving carriage of iron and brass hangs suspended from a thick, heavy cable. From the other side you watch as a far steeper line begins to merge between the two. Welcome to Runnerlorm, everybody.
Oh my fucking god.
We made it.
Did it.
Hell yeah.
Ah,
And that is where we're going to end our session. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us. Did you guys have fun?
Yes.
Hell yeah. We will see you guys next week. Thank you all so much for joining us, especially for 1 year.
Yeah, happy 1 year, guys.
Yeah, I hope this was a good 1 year anniversary
I
session.
really died.
I had a lot of fun trying to murder my friends. I hope you guys had a lot of fun watching.
It was terrifying.
It is always a pleasure, never a chore to DM for you all. Much love to everyone, and we will see you guys in a little bit. Goodbye for now.
Bye.